LA gang members are terrified of Mexicans. They're all tough and big and bad until a Mexican show up. It's always kicking, cacking, being boo until an essay show up, and now it's me, Padre. And today we got another viral example of how black LA gang members are terrified of Mexicans. Before we get this video started, if you're in need of some money and you really need to find a way to get your hands on some code to download the app. Once you download the app, you can choose the games you want to test out and they pay you to test it out. It's a really easy way to make a couple extra $100 a month, and it's all hood vlogger called Rodney in LA. And during this interview, these two hooligans were popping it, bro. All right, they was calling themselves trophies, telling Rodney that they really be stepping.
Basically like a trophy kind of.
Hell yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Me, I think myself a trophy, you feel me? Feel me? Cause like I'm putting on for the hood, you feel me? And I really step, bro. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I really do it. In Crip, I'm whooping his ass. There, homies. I'm putting paws on it. Swear to God, when I got to high school, that's when I really started squabbling. She got my squabble up. I'm not even gonna front. Hell, I'm keeping the band. Middle school, y'all had me.
When I moved to a different country, I felt very lonely. I was far from my friends and the family and people that I loved. But a nice.
But now, yeah, homie, come try that.
He's young, and you can tell he's new to gangbanging because he still got that twinkle in his eyes. The twinkle is promise. He still has hope for life. By 25, that hope and that twinkle is gone.
Also still young with the twinkle in his eyes and still having to talk about when he started squabbling and all that. If you really like that, you don't really need to speak about what you've done, what you can do. Other people will speak on it. You don't have to speak for yourself.
And he'll be a full-out junkie, a full-out retard on the corner of the block, smoking Black and Miles in 30-day-old draws, trying to find people to harm and rob. But right now, he still has promise. He still thinks this gangbanging stuff would take him far. He'll figure out pretty quickly gangbanging ain't taking him nowhere. Right, he'll be a bum on the side of the road soon. All right, that's just a fact here. Now, during this vlog or this interview, he was popping it about how much of a stepper he is. He even said, go ask the people who know. They know what I do. He even said he a trophy. He even told people, yeah, come and try it if you want to try it. So when he says he really be stepping, he was bragging about bringing harm to other people who look like him. Stepping means shooting. Bringing violence to people who look like him, other kids who look like him. And he's bragging about this. Now, that's the problem that we have when it comes to black gang members in LA. They are the biggest, baddest, toughest people on the planet when dealing with other black people. But like we will see very shortly in this interview that when the Mexicans show up, right, looking for the violence that they got, looking to test that temperature, the temperature got calmed down. Not only did the temperature got calmed down, they presented themselves as an ally to the Mexicans. These are the same people who are out here every day shooting and killing other black people who look like them.
Get this free first. I gotta tell you, dear homies. My brother really a low. Yeah, man, he a young. You see the 5 right here, really.
He said the temperature got calmed down. I just want to know if there was actually a temperature at all to begin with.
155. What's up? What's the deal? I'm from ATF Compton Crib.
This is the first thing they learn in gangbanging school. They literally rehearse this in the mirror every night before bed after getting a put on. This is gangbanging 101. When somebody asks you where you from, you gotta puff your chest out, put some.
That's what I also don't understand. Now someone asks you where you're from, reciting where you're from, how's that helping you in any way? Now because you say you're from a certain area and can, what, does that now protect you or make you dangerous or make you straight? I don't understand that concept.
Bass in your voice and rep your set, cuz. Let's pretend to be dum-dums for a second, okay? As if we're actually dumb enough to join a gang. If, let's say you join 19th Street Crip, okay? When somebody comes and asks you, where are you from? I'm from 19th Street Crip. I'm from 19th Street Crip. All right, that's how you're supposed to react, and that's what they practice in the mirror. But the rehearsal only go as far as I'm from 19th Street Crip. The rehearsal don't go further than that. You don't rehearse what you do next if, somebody isn't receptive to your chin, right? Because in their minds, everybody would, automatically just be terrified because a gang member said, I'm from 19th Street Crib. And in their mind, in their rehearsal, the other person would say, all right, bro, cool, you a joint. But this is not how that went, okay? The Mexicans don't really, get intimidated that much by black gang members, all right? They've been spanking them since the 60s, all right? They sons, okay? Like, they've been putting black gang members over their lap and
Yeah, from my knowledge, Mexican gang members, most of them from Mexico and the Latin countries, they've experienced third world wars and violence. So the violence that they bring in general is more than any other place. That's why, as Flacco was saying, that they're not really intimidated. And another thing I was just thinking of, this rehearsal of the set that you're from, why you don't go and rehearse some fight drills? Because that's what you should rehearse in. Because if you are rehearsing that, then you'd be ready for the violence or whatever's coming your way.
giving them a spanking. So when they see two little brats scream, I'm from Hinton Crib, they see food. So they pressed their issue and told them F what they repping. And that's when we seen all that energy they have for other black people. It went down. It was nowhere to be found when the Mexicans brought the real issues to them.
Hell yeah.
These are so from. I'm from ATF Compton Crib. I'm from Compton, California.
Compton Crib.
Yeah. That's how y'all feeling?
What's up?
Hell yeah, y'all
What are you guys doing right here?
Just
We just
filming,
going up for a little interview.
You guys are rappers or what?
Yeah, I'm a rapper.
A-gang.
That's A-gang. I got it right here. You see it's on my neck.
Salute.
I'm A-gang too. I f with my Mexicans and all that. They're homies.
Salute.
What you want to do?
Oh, shit.
I met you in Bassett.
What's up? What's up? When we doing something?
Not on that. Yeah?
Damn, what's up?
Rappers or what?
Yeah.
You're good.
Hell yeah.
You're good. Everything running. You're good. Here's
Nah.
Now, during this altercation, I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with that cameraman recording the floor when the people want to see what's actually happening.
Nah. We didn't just see the infant Lokes get marked out like that. The Mexican put. Where you from? I'm from ATF Crib, Compton, man. And then Mexican said, man, F Compton. And said, that's how you feel? That's how you feel? Huh? If the Mexican was a brother, they would have been tripping. They would have been tripping. And then what really blew me was the Mexican said, man, A-gang, F Compton, A-gang. And he said, I'm A-gang too. Now you changing your gang. Now you A-gang. You not ATF Crib no more. Now you A-gang. Now you part of a Mexican hood now too. And afterwards, he had the nerves to still pop it, to still throw up the set, as if we ain't just see him get marked out. When both of them got marked out, right? But at least the other one, once he got marked out, he was done. But the other one was still popping it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for coming.
For surely. I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate you for having me.
Who
No
was I
cap.
here with today?
BZ2JG from the 16 Management. Yeah, you already know, man.
Master Bully, full legendary, yeah.
I'm not just gonna make the Mexican gang members look like they are just like superhuman. Those kids were like 18, 19 years old. Those were grown men. So I'm not gonna make.
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. As Flacco just said, now those children, they were children compared to the two supposed Mexicans. There was a size difference and an age difference. And who knows too, those Mexicans could have been armed, so the intimidation factor is a bit understandable.
It can sound like they just so superhuman and so tough, like they're not Brock Lesnar or nothing. But we still gotta sit back and gaze in awe that the infant tiny Lokes who be stepping, who be doing harm and victimizing other black folks, fold it, turn it down. We ain't see none of faux legendary when the Mexicans pulled up, though. Now, civilians, this ain't our fight, okay? This is not our fight, all right? we get along. Okay, civilian Mexicans and blacks, we get along. The gang members are the ones who don't get along. So we gotta spectate and give commentary and point out the hypocrisy. Now, listen, a lot of y'all feel bad because, they're young gang members. Man, listen, man, young gang member, old gang members is a gang member. We don't discriminate. We don't care. All right? It's F them all. Okay? Young, old, infant. We don't care. All right? All right? We're not giving you any passes because you're young. No. All right? No. Now, I'm going to say this, okay? They're young enough to where we could probably have compassion for them and say, hey, man, this is not the way. Right, you guys are young. Y'all are handsome. You're charismatic. You have your life ahead of you. You can do anything you want to be. Why would you choose to be a gang member? That's the most embarrassing thing you could ever call yourself as a young black man in America. That's the most embarrassing thing you could ever call yourself. Why do it? I have a confession. The reason why I don't feel too much sympathy for these kids is because deep down inside, when I see an altercation between a black gang member and a Mexican gang member, I'm secretly rooting for the people who are least likely to victimize me and people who look like me. I'm rooting against the people who are very likely to victimize me and people who look like me, who are very likely to murder somebody who look like me, somebody in my family. I'm rooting against the people who make it difficult for, my cousins and nieces and nephews to play at the park. I'm rooting against the people who make it impossible for my grandmama to go to the store at night by herself. All right? And PSA to all black non-affiliates and civilians out there. Okay, when you're deciding who to root for between black gang members and Mexican gang members, I think you should root for...
Me personally, rooting for a specific race doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather root if there's going to be violence for the person who keeps it as fair as possible. If you can keep it going to the fight without introducing any weapons, keep it a one-on-one, things like that, that's the person that I'm rooting for. I don't give a fuck about your race or anything related to that, etc.
The outcome that brings you the least stress. You should root for the outcome, all right? That brings you the least oppression, that brings you the least obstacles. Root for the outcome that eliminates the most obstacles in your life, okay? And I feel like we all know what that outcome is, right? We all know who to root for. I'm not going to say it out loud, but we know who to root for.
Another thing too is that if an altercation is avoidable, why even engage in it? As you could see, those two supposed Mexicans, they were much older and bigger than the younger two that were supposed Crips. So anyone that's smaller than me, anyone that's younger than me, anyone that looks like an easy pushover, I'm not pressing or engaging into anything with individuals that are clearly undermatched compared to me. So that's all I want to say on that aspect of that video.
All right? If you don't want to hear kicking, cacking, being boo, if you don't want to come home from a long day at work and see hooligans outside your crib, smoking black and mild, smelling funky, outside all day, cut, blah, baby. If you don't want to hear that kicking, cacking, being boo nonsense, bro, you know who to root for. Now, a lot of people is already quick to rush to the internet and claim that this is an anomaly, that the Mexican gang members only pull up and did this because they were children. But I've seen an interview recently where a reputable, real gangbanging legend in LA County called Snoopy Badass, where he said, yo, I grew up in LA County my entire life. And, when it comes to LA County, black gang members are terrified of Mexican gang members.
Like, them don't want to go to war with them SAs, bro. Don't want to go over. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I be thinking most blacks is scared of they scared of him because like the SAs, like let me give you a scenario, right?
Stop what you're doing. You're overpaying to send money abroad. Inflated exchange rates from other providers drive up the cost. So
the SAs can. Okay, a black hood can have been in LA for years, decades, right?
Soon as an SA buy a few houses on the block in their hood, guess what? Now that's their hood. Y'all gotta share the hood with the Hispanics. And the blacks don't go to war with them or nothing. I done seen blacks not even go to war with them, right? Feel me? And when they do go to war, they always be friends with them first, right? But let a black family move on the block and say, man, we started our own crew right here. This our hood too. They're gonna be trying to mark them out, shoot them out, punk them, do every blacks is most blacks be cowards, bro. Black gangbangers.
That doesn't even make any sense.
That's what would happen. Most black gangbangers are cowards. That's why they're gangbangers. That's why they're gangbangers and they marks. What you say?
So you would treat your own people differently than you would treat anybody else.
Boy, blacks are scared of everybody but their own people, bruh.
That's wild.
They scared of everybody but their own. They not.
With him saying that blacks in inverted commas are scared of everybody, I don't know, I can't speak on that. I'm not of that race ethnicity, but what I can say, most people who join a group generally most likely are scared. So that's why they join a gang or a group, just to give themselves that extra comfort of having people as backup. But for me, if you're really not scared, you don't need a gang, you don't need a group, you don't need people around you because you know what you can do and capable of. You don't really need backup.
Not gonna do nothing, man. Any one of these hoods, a Hispanic can set up shop in their hood right there, and then they all them black gangbangers gonna work their way around them, bro. That's what I be trying to tell them, bro. The streets is dead. Ain't no street code. All this shit is an illusion, bro. Feel what I'm saying? Gangbangers are cowards, bro. If you a threat and they know they can't get away.
And if what he's saying is true about people avoiding Hispanics when it comes to violence, that just goes back to what I said earlier in the video, that Hispanic people are generally more exposed to violence than most people. So the violence that they bring when necessary is generally more than what another person or race ethnicity would bring forth.
They gonna leave you alone, bro. Why you think gangbangers are scared of the police? Because why you think they're scared of the police? Because they know they not ready to fight them or shoot it. They not ready for that, bro. They scary, bro. For me, like it's that slave mentality that's embedded in our DNA, bro.
He said it, not me. You got a problem, you got to take it up with Snoopy Badass. All right, so the excuse of, man, Flocka, you not no gangbang. Well, hey, Snoopy Badass said it. He a gang member, so what's the excuse now? Now, civilians, black civilians, Mexican civilians, let's not involve ourselves with this nonsense. We get along, all right? It's black and brown unity among us. If gang members want to infight, let them infight, bro. We have nothing to do with this, all right? We actually have brains. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, all right? What are y'all thoughts on the situation, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, all right, then click on this video right here to find out how, these new Snoop Dogg's allegations are horrifying. Click on this video right here to find out what the allegations are. I'm going to see you guys in this video. And if you're still watching my videos and you want to support, please send a hype to this video. You get 3 hypes a week.
Yeah, just before this video ends, I'm not in support of gang violence, street activity, people getting shot, stabbed, or anything of that nature. But before you actually be violent, join a gang, assault people, you need to be able to take first. Be able to absorb and take a hiding, a beating, and assault before you want to be inflicting it on other people. Then maybe you can consider yourself a supposed gangbanger or violent or street. But now, most of the time, people can't take a hiding, they can't take being assaulted, but they want to inflict it on other people in a group. That's not the way to go. Be able to take first, be able to fight one-on-one. Then you can call yourself a bit of a man or a male.